Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to bake perfect cakes every time. Like every time you put it in the oven, it comes out perfect. So I'm going to be giving you 8 baking mistakes that you might be making that makes your cake not as perfect as the store-bought ones. Okay, so first things first, it's important to know that baking cakes is not just about the recipe. You might have the perfect recipe, but maybe you're using the wrong method, or you're doing something wrong, or there's something you're not doing at all. So today I'm here to help you. Okay, so the first thing you want to think about is, do you preheat your oven? Okay, so a lot of people forget to preheat their oven before putting their cake inside, and they think to themselves, oh, I'm just going to turn it on and then I'm going to just put the cake in. It's just going to eat up like with the cake anyway, so that makes your cake turn out really horrible, and that's not good. Okay, so number 2 is not measuring properly. So regardless of your recipe, even if you have the best recipe in the world, you want to make sure you measure properly. Ideally, you should use a weighing scale, not just measuring cups. Okay, so number 3, you want to think about like not opening your oven too often. A lot of people, once they're baking, because of the excitement, every few minutes they want to open to see what the cake is like. But every time you open your oven, you're letting out hot air that makes your cake bake, and that way you're decreasing the temperature in your oven, and you don't want to do that because it will affect how well your cake rises. Okay, so guys, number 4, it could be that your cake is too wet. If your cake is too wet or if it's too dry, it could be that you are either over baking or under baking. So you want to check your recipe and make sure like you are baking for the amount of time you should bake for, and then it is not a little bit over or a little bit under, because if you bake under, your cake will be a little bit too wet because it will be wet. It will be like not well done, yes, even though the time has elapsed. But if you bake over, your cake will be a little bit too dry because you overbaked for too longer time than written on the recipe. So you want to make sure you stick to the recipe time. Okay, so number 5, you want to make sure all of your ingredients, not just your butter, are at room temperature. I can't emphasize this enough. Like I think I've said it more than 1,000 times on this channel. You want to make sure every single thing you're baking with is at room temperature. So if you're going to be baking in a few hours, take everything out, the eggs, the butter, the milk, whatever you're baking with, always at room temperature. You get better results that way. Okay, so number 6, if your cake calls for a meringue, if you're making a meringue with egg whites and you've been whipping for hours, but you're not getting the soft peak, which the strong peak or the stiff peak which you're looking for, a few things could be wrong. Maybe you mix some yolk into it, or the whisking bowl you're using, maybe it's dirty or it has some, or you want to make sure it is really neat, and then like you wipe it down with vinegar and you separate your egg whites and egg yolks properly. That way you get stiff peak every time you whip your meringue. Okay, so number 7, I'm not sure if this is number 7, anyways. Okay, what you want to do next is, okay, so finally, this is something I experienced even up till now. Maybe the heat in your oven is not evenly distributed. That way you can get like unevenly baked cakes, which means some parts cook faster than others, yes. So you want to make sure you understand your oven, yeah. Make sure like you bake with it severally so you can really understand what goes on in it. So if a part of your oven is hotter than other parts, your cake will bake unevenly. So you want to make sure you know how your oven works and you pay attention. For example, when I bake with my oven, a part is very hot. So what I do is, like halfway through the baking process, I turn the pan around. So like it goes, I don't know, like it gets the hot, like every part of the cake gets the hottest part. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't change the temperature of the oven, but like I switch the position. I hope that makes sense. So make sure you work with your oven so you can know what you are working with and what you have, so that your cakes can bake evenly and you can have perfect cakes every single time. So I hope my tips helped you guys, and I hope like you're going to learn from this and make perfect cake next time you're making a cake. So thank you guys for always watching my videos, because I love you guys for always watching. You guys keep me in business. Okay, so you should remember to follow me on Instagram. I have like an Instagram page where like I post a lot of things, a lot of really nice things, and I make pretty cakes, and it's called Cake Me Away with double underscores in front. Yes, double underscores, Cake Me Away. And remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well, and give me a thumbs up on this video. I'd really like it. Thank you guys, and see you next time.